5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, Jay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Leaders in Action Season 4. Tonight, we talk about a topic that has been debated for decades, has elicited opposing views, and has recently gained renewed attention with the advent of digital selling. And with more of the younger generations joining the industry, there will be more discussions happening on this issue. And we are referring to part-timers and full-timers in our operations.
Good evening, Mr. IB, and good evening, everyone. This will be another stimulating and interesting episode that we have prepared for you. Given that multitasking is common to Gen Ys and Zs, is the stance for part-timers softening? Are the companies and their agency leaders now warmly welcoming more part-timers to their fold? Before we move to that very hot topic, we would like to thank again our special guest speaker last week, Ms. Mary Jane Dizon of Allianz PNB Life, for sharing her thoughts and learnings as she journeyed from pre-need to health and now life insurance. Maraming salamat ulit, MJ.
Thank you, MJ. There are those who believe that we need full-timers to improve the quality and image of the profession, that customers expect their advisors to be there for the long haul, and therefore should be full-time on the job. And because companies are investing heavily on training and technology, advisors should be equally focused on their profession. On the other hand, there are those who take the position that part-timers can actually be productive and committed to the job, that the industry can actually expand faster by accepting more part-timers who, given the time to grow in the job, will eventually decide to go full-time.
In relation to that, Mr. IB, we have a lot of interesting questions to answer. Like, is having few full-timers better than having a lot of part-timers? Who can the agency leaders manage more effectively? Who is more dependable? A solid core of full-timers or an army of part-timers? Or is there an optimal mix in the number of full-timers vis-a-vis part-timers? Kailangan ba talagang mamili? Or is having both groups in the team workable? Is there a proven way to transition a part-timer to full-timer? And is it worth the wait and the investment? I'm sure just like me, interesado na kayong marinig ang sagot sa mga tanong. So to help us answer these nagging questions, we are very happy to have with us tonight someone who also started her life insurance journey as a part-timer and is now one of the top agencies of Sun Life Grepa Financial. Dear leaders, please let us welcome our special guest sharer, Senior Agency Manager, Venus Montenegro. Hi, Venus. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. Thank you again for accepting our invitation.
My pleasure po.
Thank you, Venus, for being here with us to help us give some light about part-timers and full-timers approach in our business. First question at present, ano ba yung mix ng iyong grupo between part-timers and full-timers?
I see. My team is actually, I have a good mix between part-timers and full-timers. At the moment, I have around 40 full-timers, 40% of my team are actually full-timers, and around 60 are part-timers. So if you could see, mas marami talaga akong part-time advisors. But then again, for the leaders in my agency, most of them are actually, I'm 95% full-time.
Full-time. They mentioned earlier that you joined the industry part-timer and then ultimately you became a full-time as you are today, diba?
Yes, sir.
So question is, how long did it take you in your journey from part-time to full-time? And then, what made you finally decide na full-time na nga ako dito sa work na to?
Okay, actually, sir, it didn't take me that long to decide to go full time. No, number one of which is my mom was with Sun Life Prepa before, and she was a very big influence, no, in my career to become an advisor myself. She actually invited me to be one of the financial advisors, actually to lead. So she had this dream to lead an agency, but given her age, because she's already a senior citizen that time, she wanted me to help her out. So sabi niya sa akin, anak, tulungan mo naman ako. I wanted to have an agency. So masunurin po kasi akong anak. So pumasok po ako, no. And then eventually coming from a multinational company, no, where I do my job as a customer planning manager then bumalik ako na kasi I was based in Manila, in Rockwell. Then I came back to Davao. No, so I work again in the region for a little bit of siguro 1 to 2 years. Then eventually I left. But even when I left the company, nag-ano pa rin ako eh. Meron pa rin akong ibang ginagawa. So I do nagtututor ako sa anak ko at sa ibang mga bata in school. So because it was so difficult for me to leave that job kasi takot po ako na mawalan ng stable income. That was the fear then.
Yeah.
So yun po. Pero eventually, sir, I'm already 11 years. No? 11 years na po ako sa company.
Yeah.
Pero mga around 2 years ganon. So wala na po akong ibang ginagawa. I focused mainly on this job.
What gave you the courage to cross over and say, eto na, I'll really give my, in addition to your being an obedient child to your mother?
Yeah. What made me decide was when I really understand the mission, no, the purpose of why I became a financial advisor. Because there are two things. Number one is me directly helping my clients, and secondly, me helping empower my team. Because I was tasked to be a senior agency manager. Technically, I was hired to be a leader. So yun yung mindset sa akin nung pumasok ako, na maging leader ako sa Sun Life Prepa. Sabi sa akin, you're not supposed to sell. What you're supposed to do is to help empower your people, teach them, coach them. So things that they cannot do on their own. So which we believe that you as a leader can do. So that's what I did. No, I just helped them out. And then eventually, nakita ko naman yung purpose ko when a client started to die. No, pag medyo tumatagal ka at namamatayan ka na ng kliyente, and your client will come back to you and tell you na if it weren't for your persistence, my children will stop going to school. My God, I was about to cry, no? So parang ang laki pala ng impact na ginawa ko sa buhay niya. Pero kung sa totoo lang po, during that time, to be honest, and I want to be really very honest, naghahabol lang ako pag hindi ko na-kolekta, paano yung commission ko? Ganun lang naman yung mindset ko dati eh.
Yeah.
So it started with that, no? But eventually, when these people start to come back and tell you na, kung hindi mo ginawa yon, no? Kung hindi ka naging makulit sa akin, if you gave up on me, mawawalan kami ng bahay. Parang gano'n, so ibig sabihin, meron pala talaga akong, God really placed me here because I have a purpose, no? And it is when I stopped thinking about commissions and started to think about the people that I help, that's where I grew. So I was so surprised, no? The more that I think about money, hindi siya lumalapit. Pero when I stopped thinking about it, and I thought of helping other people, empower other clients, other agents, I mean, dun siya. Naging madali sa akin yung lahat. So that was really a parang an eye opener for me, no? And that's the reason why it became so easy this time, because I never sell. Sabi ko nga, the best way to sell is not to sell. So you're supposed to tell a story. Tell your beautiful story on the things that we do here in life insurance.
Thank you. Again, very strong, powerful message, no, na if the purpose is very clear, and the more reason that you can really go full-time and passionate about what you do. Thank you, Venus.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Venus, you said that you were hired, no? You were taken in by Sun Life really to start a team, no? Talagang maging leader ka kagad. So, Venus, when you were inviting or when you are inviting potential recruit, do you usually position the career as a full-time, and how do you normally pitch it?
For leaders, I wanted to really have full-time leaders because it's so difficult to lead, no? If half part-time lang yung oras mo. No? How do you expect your agents also to go full-time if you yourself cannot also deliver the same? So for leaders, it's really a mandatory for me to have a full-time leaders. But then, to be honest, when nung pumasok din lahat po yung leaders ko, part-timer din po sila. Pero as right now, at the moment, I only have 6 leaders. But of my 6 leaders, 5 are already full-time leaders. No? Isa na lang po yung part-timer ko, pero naka-schedule na po yung kanyang pagiging full-timer din very soon this year. So, kasi it's easier for you to address the needs of your agents, no? If you are there for them all the time. For the advisors naman, it's not really mandatory for me that you should be a full-timer, no? So almost all of them started as a part-timer, and then one by one, no, bits and pieces, nung makita nila, same was with me when they saw the purpose, when they saw the mission, when it was very clear for them that it will help them not just financially, but even their mission of helping other people, sila na rin mismo yung nagde-decide to go full-time. So, ngayon nakikita ko, some of them are really resigning, but before they resign, they ask me, Ma'am, sure ka ba talaga na mapoprovide ako ng Sun Life Crepa? So, depende naman yan sa sa purpose mo, depende yan sa goal mo, sa buhay mo. Kung talagang ikaw decided ka to help others so that in return it will help you, mas magiging mabilis yung mga bagay-bagay dito. So, doon ko nakikita po. So, at the moment, marami po nagre-resign. Then, with the hope na sabi nila, tulungan mo ako, tulungan mo ako, and then they go full-time.
Okay. Now, as you mentioned, both for your leaders and your advisors, most of them came in as part-timers. Venus, part ba ng conversation nyo initially yung agreement sa timeline as to when they will become full-time? Meron bang ganong kasama ba yun sa pinag-uusapan?
Okay. When yung katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, normally they started as a part-timer talaga. Hindi ko po sila ino-oblige to go full-time immediately. So they will have to experience it first, see for themselves what this profession would bring them. And then eventually when they saw na ito pala yung dala sa akin ng company, ng Sun Life Crepa, and then doon nila nare-realize na sila mismo yung nagsasabi na gusto ko pong mag full-time. Kailan yun nangyayari? Normally, between 1.5 to 2 years, they will decide. Kasi dyan nila nare-realize na productive pala talaga. Ilang oras lang yung ina-allot ko in a day. Normally, we do it after office, Normally, 2 hours in every weekdays. Pag weekends, 4 hours in a weekend. So, pag ganun lang yung ginagawa namin, then eventually, they saw, mas malaki pa yung income nila sa insurance kaysa doon sa main job nila. So, dahil doon, sabi nila, mag-full-time na ako. Okay. Happy naman ako. Happy naman
so,
po.
maraming ganong kaso sa grupo mo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes po. Ganun po sila lagi.
That's good.
Okay.
Venus, I'm sure ikaw at kapwa leaders, masaya kapag nagko-convert ang isang part-timer to full-time, di ba? Okay,
yes.
Now, on the other hand, di ba parang may pressure din yon? Kasi parang effectively, ibinibigay na nung advisor yung future niya sa kamay mo at sa kamay ng kumpanya mo, di ba? So, how do you now handle that pressure and what do you do to make sure that tama yung kanilang decision to go full-time?
Kasi sir, for you to go full-time, the decision should not come from me. It has to come from the very heart of the advisor. Correct. Kailangan sila mismo, though there is a little bit of an inducement on my part, because of course, I will really encourage you to go full-time. But there's a bit of an inducement on my part, but then again, the decision has to be from them. So, kapag alam nila sa puso nila na talagang kasi kailangan 100% kang may believe sa produkto mo, sa kumpanya mo, sa trabaho mo. Something that you should be very proud of, Kailangan hindi ka nahihiya na sabihin mong financial advisor ako. So, kapag ramdam mo na sa puso mo na proud ka bilang isang FA, then you will never go wrong. Because you know why? I experienced the same. I'm the type of person no? Because it's a personal experience also on my part, no? Ako nga dumaan ako sa isang multinational company, very stable, may kotse ako lahat, binigay sa akin ng company. But then again, I was so afraid na I may not be able to earn the same amount of earning that I did before. But to be honest, kaya mo pa siyang kitain. Yung kinikita ko pala dati, pwedeng 15 days lang siya dito. Or even isang kliyente mo lang. No? So, pwede pala siya. So, it's a real story. No? Real life siya. So, kaya para sa akin, hindi ka magkakamali kung talagang alam mo sa puso mo, ito talagang gusto mong gagawin mo.
In other words, when you really go into this, talagang todo-todo. The
Yes,
commitment
sir.
is there. Because when you put in the time, truly you will get the rewards. No? Now, yung bang napapansin mo, malaki ba ang diferensya ng level ng commitment ng isang part-time versus somebody who's deciding to go full-time?
Personally, sir, I don't really experience that much of a difference. You know why? Because I have a lot of part-timers who give full-time attention.
Tension.
No?
Meron.
Marami akong part-timers, sir, kasi sa team ko din po kasi, sir, hindi ako hindi ako yung tipong big hitters, no? Hindi agad super jumbo cases yung nahihit ng aking mga advisors. Pero kami po, pag naghahanap ng producer, pag naghahanap ng businesses, sa akin ho talaga takbo ng namin. Bakit? Kasi ganun kami we're case counters, no? So, marami kaming ganun. Pag pinahit mo ng this much producers, yung region, kami yung go through na agency.
Pinupuntahan.
Kami po yun.
Well, I think that's good to note that there are truly part-timers whose commitment can rival that or can even exceed those of sinasabi natin ng mga full-timers, no? Good. Jay, thank you, Venus.
Venus, you earlier shared that when you were starting, isa sa pinaka-biggest fear mo is yung having steady income. Okay, when we transition. Aside from that, when transitioning from part-time to full-time, what are the other birth pains and initial fears that that are usually experienced? No, siguro balikan natin konti in relation sa iyong sariling experience, no, and how were you able to cope up with that?
Ang pinaka-primary consideration mo talaga is the income, no? So that's the primary consideration because whether or not you are with life insurance, your bills are the same, no? Yeah. Pareho lang naman yung babayarin mo, pareho yung actually mas dumadami nga, no? So ang isa sa mga primary concerns then during the time personally as an experience is actually the health, no? The tawag nito, yung the insurance, no, for yung pag nagkasakit ka, yung anak mo, yung pamilya mo. So kasi when you are employed, walang problema, company will take care of it immediately. You also have your car plan, you have your allowances, you have entertainment allowance and all. So that was really my and then also the retirement. No, the retirement package. It was a consideration on my part because I work not just to earn for now. I also wanted to work because at the end of the day, no, when I'm nearing my twilight years of my life, I wanted to age gracefully, to retire gracefully. So it is something that I really look forward to, that I want to make sure na meron ako naiipon. So yun yung consideration. But the good thing lang on this company, even kahit saan sigurong life insurance company, they offer that, no? Sometimes they just don't know. They just don't know that binibigay pala yun ng mga life insurance companies. But you just have to earn it. So nawawala naman po siya eventually. Nawawala yung fear na yon as I go through and as I experience. It's just that I really have to trust the company. Okay. So yun po yung maganda kasi the company, life insurance will really provide you everything. Okay. No? So maganda yun, ma'am.
Venus, aside from the income consideration, how about when you talk about work structure? Kasi di ba pag empleyado ka talagang 8 to 5, medyo alam mo kung anong gagawin mo. But now that you are transitioning to being a part-time and full-time ka na, wala ka nang ganon na work structure, paano yung transition and paano mo inaalalayan yung iyong mga advisors?
Yun po maganda kapag hindi ka empleyado. Because if you're no longer employed, hawak mo yung oras mo. Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, I wanted to see the sun at the end of the day. And which I can now do, no? I can see the sun at the end of the day. My advisors right now, wala siyang problema in terms of work structure kasi may mga kasi nga most of my advisors are working, no? Normally gabi kami.
Okay.
Gabi kami tumitira, no? Sorry. So gabi kami nagwo-work,
Nagiging
okay?
active.
Active, no? So parang mga call center advisors, yung agents, yung aking mga advisors. So doon kami nagwo-work during night time. So hawak mo yung oras mo. That's a good thing about being with life insurance. So pag ganun kasi you manage your own time, no? So at your own convenience. So nobody will dictate or you don't go on leave anymore. No? Wala nang leave ito. Hindi ka mag-worry kung kailangan ko bang mag-absent or not. So kaya doon na-appreciate ng mga taong full-timers, no, ng mga advisors ko na dating part-timers ngayon full-time. They really appreciated the fact that if we need to go elsewhere, they can just easily travel without having the need to ask for permission, without the need to go on leave, no? May sariling oras kami, hawak namin yung oras. So, mas nagiging productive yung tao. Okay. So, yun po yung kagandahan kapag you really have a focus this time, no? So, even for leaders, no? Even for leaders, they don't feel guilty going absent, no, sa trabaho nila. Dahil po, nakikita nila ngayon na may nagagabayan nila yung mga ahente nila.
That's good to hear, no, Venus, because there is another side, no, to that, because marami din ang nagsasabi na because you have, no, you are the king of your time, ika nga. Hawak niyo na ang kamay, ang oras sa inyong kamay. Magaling daw yan doon sa talagang marunong mag-organize, no, ng araw nila. But it can be a disadvantage for someone na hindi naman organized, no? So as a leader, how do you make sure na talagang if I am an 8 to 5, talaga ay focus ko sa aking insurance selling, or kung ako naman ay sa gabi lamang, no, part-timer, yung aking Sun Life Grepa time ay talagang na-spend ko for my Sun Life job.
Kasi naman, ma'am, ako naniniwala naman ako may oras para po sa lahat, no? There's a time for everything, no? It's up to you on how to manage your time effectively, no? So, wala naman talagang sinasabi na kailangan umaga tayo or gabi tayo, no? Hindi po ganoon eh. Kasi ako, kailangan lang po talaga may system. You should have to have a system, no? Kailangan may sistema ka. Like ako, alam ko, with this, number one, hindi naman ako ganun kadami pa yung tao ko. No, hindi naman so kaya mo pa silang i-manage. Then also I don't go directly to agents because I also have my own leaders.
Yeah.
So we when I do joint field work, pumapasok lang din naman po ako kapag hindi kaya ng agency leader ko dahil meron siyang ibang ina-assist. But of course, doon ako pumapasok sa mga panahon na like kailangan nila ko, depende sa kliyente, no? Depende sa kliyente. At saka kung talagang puno na yung leader, saka ako nagma-manage din ng ahente. But then again, at the end of the day, ang important lang naman there's a communication, no? There's a proper communication, there's a system, no? Para hindi kami nag-overlap at para hindi din po sayang, no, yung oras.
Yes, okay. So system and time management, no, are two very important, no.
Definitely, ma'am. It's a factor.
Yes.
Kasi even if we have 24 hours in a day, if you don't use it efficiently.
That's true.
Oo. So, minsan nga po kahit na sabi nga nila, ito yung pinakagusto ko eh. If you want things done, give it to a busy person. Because a busy person will always find time to finish everything.
Yes, so, tama ka dyan. Good.
Kaya kapag sinabi busy, ako ay gusto kita kasi busy ka. Oo. Ayoko yung relax kasi pag relax, wala mo siyang ginagawa yun.
Kaya nga siguro talaga may pumapasok dyan na kasabihan nga na maraming full-time pero part-time ang attitude, ang mindset, at marami namang part-time pero full-time yung attitude, no, at ang mindset nila. Okay, good. Thank you, Venus.
Thank you,
Venus, well, as I'm listening to you, kitang-kita naman that you know what you need to do. You're very organized. Alam mo yung priorities mo, di ba? And I think that's very important for a leader. So, ang tanong ko, again, going back to somebody, advisor, from crossing over from part-time to part-time. Maring nakikita niya sa kanyang kapwa agent or advisor na maganda pala talaga maging full-time, correct? However, baka hindi niya nakikita yung downside o yung three pinag-usapan natin ng mga. So, meron ba kayo ng leader mo na some sort of an orientation program or a way para talagang buo nga yung loob ko di ba? Pero baka hindi ko nakikita lahat So, how do you support me so that when I get into it, I am properly guided?
Yeah. For an advisor to decide, no, to become full-time, you have to see both sides of the fence. No?
Yes.
Hindi pwede puro maganda lang,
Correct.
pero hindi mo naman alam kung ano yung repercussion mo. If wala kang benta, ano mangyayari sa'yo? Pag nagkasakit ka, ano mangyayari sa'yo? So, yung ganon. So, we always make sure that before you go full-time, we have to orient you first. No? This is what you're gonna see. Kasi pag ganun na po kasi, ganito kasi sir, no? Bago ka mag full-time, kailangan alam ko muna kung anong plano mo. Because we always take time to evaluate an agent, no, an advisor. We evaluate, we make sure that, okay, this is where you're gonna go. Eto na yung trending mo. Eto na, I think you can be a leader, I guess, or you can be a full-timer sa atin. Pero bago mo gawin yon, kailangan mo muna makita kung ano na ba takbo. Like for instance, ang una-una kong tinitingnan is yung sustainability, no, mo sa business, no. Will it sustain you and your needs? Pag wala, inalis mo yung main line mo, yung trabaho mo, magkano mo muna yung kinikita mo doon? Kailangan you should be earning double here. So at least double ka man lang. Kung if you are earning 30,000 in your job, then dapat mag 60 ka minimum. Parang ganun muna. Kasi kapag hindi mo ginawa yon, kapag hindi mo in-earn yung double na na income, hindi mo pinapa-consider yon, malamang maano yun, madi-dishearten yun. Ay naku, sabi mo, productive ako. Pero hindi mo pala na-compute kung magkano yung pangangailangan niya. So kailangan muna niya makita first na sustainable na ba talaga siya. No? So yung tinitingnan po namin kasi yung takbo ng ahente on how yung number one, the number of businesses na dala niya every month, no? Kailangan ma-consider mo yon, yung case size ng business na niladala mo, or if you are a potential leader, nakaka-recruit ka na ba talaga bago mo pabitawan yung dati trabaho, kasi kawawa naman yung tao, pinag full time mo tapos hindi pala siya mag-earn. So madi-disappoint, so in most likelihood mawawala. So lagi kong sinasabi po, kailangan masaya ka sa trabaho mo. Kasi if you're happy, no, it will keep you going. So it will keep you going. Pag malungkot yan, iiwan ka agad.
Ibigay na agad na. I think that's nice to hear na meron kayong proseso, meron kayong orientation, at talagang niaaral nyo bago nyo talaga dalhin sa full-time yung mga advisors ninyo. No? Related to that, meron ka bang ibang expectation sa part-time at full-time advisor, o pare-pareho yung na-expect mo for them to achieve a certain performance standard?
Sir, in terms of the performance kasi, it's your choice kasi kung papasok ka sa akin bilang full-time or part-time. Pero at the end of the day, you have to deliver, no? Sa akin kasi, no matter what anong position mo, pahiga ka ba, paupo ka, or kahit anong position, basta at the end of the day, you deliver. I'm okay with that. But in terms of attending trainings, in terms of the education, no? I always give, to be honest, I give considerations to part-timers because these people cannot do it 8 to 5, no? Okay. So normally, especially in meetings, I take them into consideration. I normally conduct at 6:30 because when I call for a meeting, it has to be everyone. No, ayoko yung nagpapa-meeting ako, 20 lang, 30 lang yung dumadating. So it has to be everyone. So for me to do that, and kasi alam ko naman, right from the very start, I know that these people are working. So I have to make consideration, no? So that's why I conduct it at the end of the day, no? And then, pero kailangan, pag ginawa ko yun ng sister, kailangan nandiyan kayo lahat. Pauwi ka pa man ng bahay mo or what, basta mag-log in ka. Kasi like ngayon, we do it digitally. So things are easier this time. As a matter of fact, mas madali sa akin ngayon na medyo pangit man na nag-pandemic, but it has somehow brought us to the next, para bang bagong opportunity, no? Kasi it expanded. Who would ever thought that we could conduct meetings or something like this, no, virtually?
Parang at this time there is no reason na hindi ka pwede dahil nga kung mayroon ka ng connection, dapat pwede ka mag-meeting, no? Is also another question, Venus, yung in terms of communication, do you have a different style of communication? Mas meron ka bang ine-emphasize kapag ang kausap mo part-time? Iba ang sinasabi mo ba kapag ang full-time ang kausap mo? May ganun ba o pare-pareho lang?
In terms of emphasis, sir, kapag full-time kasi, syempre, it is assumed that since full-time ka, mas marami ka talagang oras. So in terms of
Correct.
number of engagement, no? Number of engagement in terms of number of people that you were able to talk to every day, syempre mas mag-expect ako ng output sa'yo compared to those
Yeah.
people that medyo part-time lang, no? Pero yun nga, then again, as what I've said, doesn't always follow na kapag full-time ka, mas malaki yung output mo comparing doon sa part-timer. Because right now, my top advisor who delivers businesses every month is a part-timer.
Yes.
So depende
Correct.
talaga siya sa tao po.
Tao,
So yun po.
talagang depende sa tao no. And the way I
Oo.
see it, talagang you're looking at it from the potential and capacity of the individual. Salamat, Venus.
Yes, sir.
Venus, siguro sundot lang ako dun sa questions ni Mr. Ivy. Never ba nagkaroon ng issue between your part-time and your full-time advisors in terms of yun nga na medyo meron kang consideration na binibigay sa mga part-timers, no? Hindi ba naging issue yan? O kung naging issue man, paano mo nare-resolve?
Hindi naman, ma'am eh. So far, sa awa ng Diyos, we have a very harmonious relationship in the agency. Something that I'd like to keep, no? Because gusto ko happy lang lagi. Ayoko yung may issues, ayoko yung may problems. So, hindi naman po nag-i-issue. So matter of fact, kasi kapag full-time ka, mas marami akong oras sa'yo. Pag marami akong oras sa'yo, mas madalas kitang natitreat. So, hindi yun. Comparing doon sa mga part-timer na hindi ko masyadong naano. So, in terms naman of what they lack, no, kung ano man yung nawala doon sa mga part-timer kasi hindi sila present, in-augment ko siya in a different way. Like say, if I conduct trainings, no, I got meetings, no, para doon sa mga part-timers, normally sa gabi ko ginagawa. But for those that can make it during daytime, I encourage them to go to the office because sometimes you really need, when you need to recharge and when you need to para bang connect with other, kasi maganda yung environment pag nasa opisina ka, no? Especially these days na somehow with minimum number of people that can be allowed to go in the office, no, we connect from time to time. So there we can have coaching, no? So natuturuan mo sila physically. Yung hindi naman, then we just do it online, no? We just conduct it via via Zoom na lang muna.
So it's very important, no, that as a leader talagang na-maintain mo yung balance, no, na
Yes, ma'am.
attention, no, na binibigay mo sa part-time mo at saka sa full-time mo kahit magkaiba yung approach.
At the end of the day, ma'am, flexibility kasi yung importance doon. Importante sa akin, flexible ka. Like in my case, wherein I also have a team na hindi nakabase sa Davao. So I have a team based in Taguig, no? And there are a lot of them also. So even that, no, I have to manage it also. So kailangan, pag nagbigay ka ng oras, kailangan pantay siya. No? When I say pantay, equal attention when it comes to coaching, when it comes to carrying, gano'n. So pare-pareho lang naman siya. Pero yung akin lang talagang pakiusap sa kanila, lalo na sa leaders ko, is kailangan tutok ka sa sarili mong unit.
Grupo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, along that line, Venus, alam naman natin that one of the silver lining, no, nitong pandemic na nangyari is talagang na-advance yung ating digital transformation, no? Yung ating pag-migrate sa digital platform. How do you think digitalization has created an equal playing field between the part-timers and the full-timers?
Yun nga, ma'am, no, that this digitalization thing, no, this pandemic had actually given equal opportunities for everyone, no? Because wherever you are, you can do the same thing, provided that you are able to adapt immediately. Yeah. When the pandemic started in 2020, instead na malungkot kami, no, we started to pick up the pieces. We started to engage. No, sabi ko, pag you don't adapt, you will die. Yes. No, remember, most of us here, lalo na sa leaders, ito lang yung bread and butter natin. No, wala kang ibang aasahan kundi ito lang. And I was so surprised to see na kung kailan pandemic, saka ho kami number 1 nationwide. Wow. So, yeah, it was something kasi. Lahat kami were ready to adjust, no? Even the seniors were ready to adjust. And it was also a good thing because you don't need to go out. You don't need to go out. You just do Zoom, no? May adjustments naman na binigay sa atin yung insurance commission. The company allowed us to do these things, no? Yung online world had been a good playing field for everyone, for both part-timers and yung full-timers. Anyhow, yung namang full-timers, parang naging ano na rin sila parang naging part-timers din sila. I mean, yung part-timers, parang naging full-timers din sila, di ba? Kasi sa bahay ka lang naman, no? You do this at home and then still you were able to close a sale, you were able to share our mission to other people. So, eventually, ma'am, yung pag marunong ka, talaga, if you know how to adjust, it will give you a very good advantage, no? Only those that refuse to change and adapt, yun lang naman yung naiwan But so far, in my team, sawa ng Diyos, lahat naman po nag-adjust. Kasi kapag hindi ka nag-adjust, pipilitin din naman kitang mag-adjust, no? Pag hindi ka marunong, sumali ka lang, ako nang bahala, no? Tutulungan naman kita, tutulungan ka naman ng leaders ko. So nandiyan naman yung leaders, and I'm so glad, no? Lahat naman ng leaders namin are very much equipped, no? So, yung dati hindi ko naman alam na may Zoom pala, no? So pero nung sinabi na mag-Zoom tayo, di bumili agad ako ng tawag dito, kumuha agad ako ng account. Oo. Nag-subscribe agad ako. Lahat naman kami nag-subscribe. So it was not an issue actually. And during the time, lahat ng mga advisors, even the part-timers, no, medyo naging masaya nga. Kasi mas madalas na silang nakapagbenta. So lalo na yung mga full-time din na they don't need to ask for permission to go on leave, no? Kasi nasa bahay lang sila and then pasulpot-sulpot na lang ginagawa.
Okay, good. Meron bang, sino mas madaling nakapag-adjust? Full-time, part-time, or pareho lang na mabilis nakapag-adjust dun sa bagong way of doing the selling and the servicing?
Yung full-time kasi ma'am, since employees sila, equipped kasi talaga yon So, mas equipped kasi din talaga yung mga full-timers, no? Oo. So, madali, I mean, yung part-timers kasi nag-o-office and all, so technically equipped.
Okay.
So, madali talaga din silang nakapag-adjust. Pero naman, kung makikita ko, kasi like leaders, no, they're mabilis napakabilis, ma'am. Napakabilis. Kahit yung naiwan lang yung medyo seniors. Pero lahat naman walang problema.
Alalayan naman.
Alalay lang talaga po. I think in everything that we do, you just have to help each other. Yes. So yung JFW, kailangan, at saka madali lang, makapag-JFW ako, yung kliyente mo nasa Cebu. Next naman, after 1 hour, nasa Manila ka na, tapos sa Davao ka uli. So mas mabilis po.
Something that you cannot do before, no? The pandemic.
Yes, exactly.
No? Now, having said, no, and described the new selling environment, okay, that mostly talagang nasa digital platform na tayo, does it still matter whether an advisor is part-time or full-time?
It still, ma'am, personally, yes, it still matters.
In what ways?
There's always this saying that you cannot serve two masters at the same time. I still believe that if you have focus, no, if you have attention, full attention to what you do, you would really prosper better. You would be able to do things faster, no? So kasi you don't feel guilty at all, no? Na may napabayaan kang isa. So kapag may attention ka talaga sa isang bagay, mas madali mo pong magagawa, no? Like if you are able to share this story, this passion that we have, no? Mas madali siya kasi may attention ka. And wala kang fear na mag-a-absent ako, wala kang fear na mag-leave ako kasi ito lang po yung ginagawa. So as a result, you will have better results, no? And you will have better outputs.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that's true. Well said, Venus, no? Though maraming advantages ang pagiging part-time, being full-time is still the goal.
Exactly, ma'am. I still believe in that.
Thank you.
Venus, punta naman tayo sa customers, di ba? Ang customers naman, I'm sure hindi naman nagtatanong, part-time ka ba, full-time ka ba? No?
Yeah.
Siguro ganon. But most customers assume that their advisors are fully qualified, no, to give advice and will be there when they are most needed. Kaya lang, di ba, merong greater risk kapag medyo part-time, baka hindi siya for the long haul. So how do we address that risk and how do we take care of our orphan policy holders?
or orphan policyholder, sir?
Yeah, pag naiwanan ng ng part-time advisor, umalis na.
Kaya nga po talaga bago ka mag-accept ng isang ahente, no, na isang advisor, kailangan in the first place you really know what you're entering into, no. So the partnering agreement is really very important with us because number one, when you become a financial advisor, you just don't become a financial advisor for 1 to 2 years. It is a lifelong commitment for us, no. It's a commitment. So normally 10 years yung binibenta natin na plan. So at the very least,
Yeah. Yeah.
dapat 10 years ka, no? So,
Yeah.
very crucial for us na you are here to stay, no?
Mm.
Although, if may mga ahente naman talagang that they come and go, no? They come and go. So, that's why when we offer a particular product to our client, when we talk to a client, lalo na ngayon na we do joint field work online, nagpapakita ho talaga si leader, no? Or even me. Si agency leader or si Sam, ako, si senior agency. Because what we normally tell our client, ma'am, we are, hindi lang po isang advisor yung nagte-take care sa'yo. We are a team of people that helps you. So you have here your financial advisor whom you directly talk to. You have here the agency leader who will assist, and I am also here to help you out. And I can guarantee you that I am here to stay. So far naman, wala na rin siguro at my age, wala na rin siguro tatanggap sa akin ng ibang kumpanya. Dito na lang din siguro ako, no? So, I will be here to help you out until you finish your plan. So, yun po yung ina-assure namin sa aming kliyente.
Again, maganda yon because ma-assure nga yung kliyente kasi long-term nga yung ating pinag-uusapan with them, di ba? So, hearing that kung andyan yung aking advisor o wala, merong sasalo ng mga pangangailangan ko, no?
Yes,
okay, very good. Thank you, Venus.
Venus, ako ay nasa last question ko na. Ganun kabilis ang oras natin, 'di ba? Para lang tayo nagkakwentuhan, pero patapos na tayo. You mentioned earlier, and I think we all agreed na if sa side ng part ng advisors, no, being a part-time is somehow acceptable, no. We said that among the leaders, hindi siya it's not the preferred setup, no? It's not the ideal setup. Maybe the way you can answer this, no, na kung bakit importante na for an agency leader to be a full-time, perhaps you can share with us 1 or 2 stories of your leaders, no, na nag-umpisa ng part-time, okay, at eventually naging full-time at talagang nakita mo silang nag-bloom, naging mas magaling sila when they became full-time leaders.
Okay, very good question, ma'am. Because I have one story here where I have a leader who used to be a government employee, a DTI employee, no? So during that time, she was already very good, no? She's doing her personal sales, no? Because doon naman talaga sisimula. She have seen how the business had helped her family. Yung kanilang pagpapatayo ng bahay, provided them with the needs that they, the children, no, yung mga pangangailangan nila. But eventually, when her team grew, no, nung nagkaroon ng maraming advisors, marami siya kasi pag ang best motivation naman talaga, ma'am, is performance. Pag nakita ng ibang tao that you are successful, ano pang ginagawa mo? You're just a government employee. Hindi ka naman head ng company. ng empleyado ng opisina nyo, pero bakit ganun yung buhay mo, no? Nung nakikita nilang ganun yung buhay ng isa ng leader, maraming may gustong mag-join sa kanya.
Maraming na-attract.
So, maraming na-attract, no? Especially when you post your achievements, no? Yung mga nakikita nila na gumaganda buhay mo. So mas maraming na-attract sa kanya. So when that happened, mas nakaka-convince siya ng madaming advisors to join her. Eventually, it came to a point wherein she can no longer assist them. And nahihiya siya both sa office niya, sa government office kung saan siya, and pangalawa, doon sa mga tao na naniwala sa kanya dahil parang naniwala sa kanya na mas magkakaroon silang mas magandang buhay with life insurance. No? When she started to feel that, we talk. Sabi ko, ano ba talaga, te? Because I call her te. Ano ba talaga, te? Do you think you can already give full time to this? Sabi niya, inaantay ko lang. Meron lang akong inaantay. Yung pala inaantay niya yung 15 years niya doon sa kabilang as a government employee para meron siyang pension din. Right? So it took us mga siguro almost a year during that time, and then eventually sabi niya, pwede na ako. So ready ka na ba talaga? Are you really sure? Kasi during that time maganda na yung kitaan niya eh. So when she saw na maganda yung kita niya, and during the time when she needs when her agents needs to be assisted, I personally do it. Kasi nga team kami eh. I do it for her because she can't. Kasi she just can't go out sa office kasi employee siya. No? Government employee pa. And meron naman doon sa ating authority to sell na should there be a conflict between your job as a government employee and as an advisor, syempre uunahin mo yung trabaho mo as an employee. So that was the scenario. So I assisted, no? So ako yung like pag may benta siya, pag may remittance siya, pupunta ako sa office niya, kukunin ko, i-remit ko sa office, babalik ko sa kanya yung resibo, yung parang ganon. So I became the runner that time. And then eventually, she felt in her heart, no, na kaya na siguro, pwede na. So when she finally decided to go full time, pero may fear to be honest, may fear siya kasi may mga deduction siya eh. May mga deduction siya kasi may mga, alam mo na may mga empleyado sa gobyerno, may mga loan and all. So may kaba siya during that time. Pero when she went full time, my God, hindi lang dumoble yung ano niya, yung earnings niya. She even closed big accounts, no? 52 million NBs, yung mga ganon. So just recently, she had a very big business, no? So yung ahente niya, nakakadi niya. So yung bang tipong, doon niya nasabi sa sarili niya, ay talagang, ito talaga yung bumubuhay sa akin. So out of that income that she had, nagkaroon siya ng mga passive income, nagkaroon siya ng ibang negosyo. So that's the beautiful story that she was telling her agents right now, no? Yung ibang tao. So yung ibang mga ahente niya na kino-convince niya to really look into this. So because of that, marami din kaming ahente ngayon na gusto na rin nila mag full time. Mga teacher, sige ayoko na mag-teacher. Nakakapagod mo ng lesson plan. Oo nga. Hindi na mag-teacher, dito tayo. So just give time. Yun lang naman nire-request sa kanila eh. Give ample time. Allow yourself to fly. No? Just allow yourself to fly. Minsan kasi masyado kang nagmamadali. No? And then hindi mo naman binibigyan ng oras ang sarili mo. Then you will not be able to see the results. So because of that, now she's one of my very successful agency leaders already.
And I'm sure, aside from the personal gains, no, that she experienced, how did her being a full-time leader now help her own people naman?
So far, ma'am, in my agency, she's my top agency, no? So siya in my top unit, no? So siya yung pinaka-productive in terms of number of advisors, no? Yung activity ratio niya mataas, yung kanyang recruit mataas din. So in terms of production, no? So nakikita kasi yung example, and then she's also good example, no? Kasi she herself is also offering, no? Nagbebenta din siya. Kasi she has to help the unit as well. So maganda naman po, and then nakikita yon ng family. Ito pa, dahil sa nakikita yung example niya, most of her family members are joining her. Pamangkin, no? Yung mga pamangkin, yung asawa ng pamangkin, yung mga ganito. Parang naging family business na tuloy nila kasi marami nang nako-convince, no? Because they've seen the transformation ng buhay, no? Kung ano dati, gaano kahirap sa kung ano yung meron ngayon. So, yun yung nagpaganda sa kanila. Wow, simple na buhay lang, ma'am. Pero talagang you can really feel that there's really a big difference.
That's very inspiring to hear, no, Venus. No? So, congratulations to you and to that agency manager of yours, ha?
Thank Venus, you. That story again emphasizes na talagang dito sa ating industry, kapag ginawa mo yung tama at sige ka sa sipag, talagang you can achieve so much, no? And transform your life and that of the people that you care about. Maraming salamat, marami kang nasabi. Anong iyong final message sa kapwa leaders mo na trying their best to cross over their part-timers to full-timers?
Okay. To all of the agency leaders, no, in this industry, do not be afraid, no. Number one, you just have to trust your company, trust our industry, no. Tulad po ng iba, lahat naman ho tayo, no, may fears, no. Meron tayong takot. Pero you just have to believe that if you do things right, you do things right, and if you pray for it, no, God will always be there to help you out. You will never go wrong, no? Sundan mo lang naman yung puso mo eh. In the first place, you should have a clean heart, no? Don't think about money. Don't think about money yet. Just think about the people that you're going to help, the lives that you're going to transform, no? The agents that you will be able to improve lives with, no? So doon mo mararamdaman yung happiness mo eh. Kapag happy yung isang tao, kapag people who wants to call you, yung mga ahente, kapag they call on you for assistance, be proud, no? Maging masaya ka kasi ibig sabihin po nun, nandyan sila para naniniwala sila sa'yo, no? Naniniwala sila sa inyo. So, just go ahead, no? Just trust the process. At the end of the day, you can see all these beautiful people here who are with us tonight, no? Today, to be able to share the beautiful story of being a financial advisor. And just like anyone else, no? Isa po ako sa mga takot na takot maging financial advisor and to go full time, no? Takot po ako doon. Pero kahit anong gawin po na danggal sa akin ng mga ibang company, kahit anong sabi ho ng mga headhunters na this one, you are given this much, I will never accept employment again. Never ever become an employee. Sa ganda ho ng buhay na meron ako ngayon, I have a balanced life, no? I have a balanced life. I can see my family every day. I can see the sun at the end of the day, no? And I still earn more than the income that I used to receive before. Why would I go back to the old life, no? So masaya po ang buhay kapag full-time ka dito sa insurance industry na to.
Ang una-una, maraming salamat. Ang masasabi ko, congratulations.
Maraming salamat, sir.
You found your rightful place under the sun and you're spreading your wings even further. So again, thank you for sharing with us your experience, and we continue to hope and wish you all the best in the years ahead, Venus.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat again, Venus, for gracing our program tonight. Napakarami mong key takeaways na iniwan para sa ating mga audience, no, sa ating mga leaders. May your tribe of full-time advisors increase.
Amen to that, ma'am. I pray for that.
Yes, no. And of course, at this juncture, we also like to thank your agency sales head, si Bong Matienzo and Marlon Lagahit, who connected us with you. Sila ang nag-recommend sa amin, Venus, no? At talagang hindi naman sila nagkamali sa pag-recommend nila sa iyo sa amin. So,
maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat ulit, Venus. And thanks again, Bong and Marlon, sa uulitin, gentlemen. No? And leaders, thanks again for joining us tonight. We do invite you to join us our Season 4 finale episode next week. Mr. IB, tapos na ulit, no? Ang Season 4 natin. So next week will be our final episode, which will feature the inspiring story of Coco Life's branch director, Mr. Marco Soliman, whose life story was changed 360 degrees by life insurance. So Venus, I hope you and your team can also join us, no? And let's hear together, no, the story naman ni Marco na parang sa iyo inspiring, very inspiring din.
Mabilis talaga ang takbo ng panahon, and we hope that each one of us will really make each day count, no? So dear leaders, we hope to see you again next week. That's the 28th, 8 p.m. here in Leaders in Action.
Real leaders.
Real stories.
And real talk. Salamat.
Bye everybody. Thank you.
Bye everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye, Venus. Maraming salamat, Venus.
Salamat po. Maraming salamat.